Hey guys, Tisha here, and we are back for another Say What? I don't know what I don't know what sound I just made, y'all. I do not know. Do not mind me. I do not know if my allergies are acting up, if I'm trying to get a cold from this up and down weather, but your girl is over here going through it and trying to make sure that I get this out before I forget. So bear with me because we're going to be jumping all around because there's a lot to discuss and I just feel like follow along. Like I may be here 1 minute and I may be there the next minute, but we're going to do this. So let me start with this comment that was made by Tia Borman 5476. Now y'all prepare yourself because Tia went in. And some of you may have seen it in the pinned section, but I know some of you haven't because, some people don't go back and look. But this was worth mentioning. Tisha, last night, we should have had a live text exchange going on because I needed someone to help calm me down with all the lying. Now, Tia, I don't know if that person would have been me because I was struggling too, okay? She said, Robyn could not stop herself from lying and there was zero pushback, which there was. There was no pushback. There was no example. There was no Suki saying, hold on a minute, let me show you this clip. Instead, we kept seeing the same clips over and over and over again. The biggest lie to me was when Robyn said she was told her and her children have always felt hated by the other wives and all of the OG's children from the very beginning. That deserves a say what? If that was true, then why 3 or 4 years after joining this family full of hate towards you and your kids, would you let Mary divorce her husband so you could marry him and he could legally adopt your children to join this family? Great point. Why would you? Why would you want to be part of a family that was so filled of hate towards you and bullying towards you and all these other things that you talk about that happen to your children, right? You would have to be dumb or the worst parent ever. Now, Tia, I'm thinking that we might be going with the worst parent here. To make that the plan for your children's future in your absence, or you're just lying your A off again. Robyn went too far with me last night to lie to your children, lie on the OG children, make yourself the victim of 9, 10, 11, 13, and 14-year-olds, etc. is just sick. And it is. There were no lies told in that sentence. It's extremely sick. If I was Janelle, Christine, or any of their children, Robyn and her kids would never have to worry about me effing with them ever again. That would include Solomon, Ari, and their pets too. Not the pets, Tia. But it's true. If you feel so strongly about me, if you feel like I've caused you so much pain, why would you want to be around me? Why would you want to join my family? Why would you insist on having your children become Browns? Because that's what you did by getting them be adopted. What purpose did you have in being a part of this family if you suffered for 10 years, as you said? We'll talk about that though, because I wrote that down somewhere in this. I truly feel that Robyn's kids are going to need serious therapy after they realize how sick their parents are. The amount of detest that I have for these two individuals that have brainwashed these children into believing the crap that comes out of their mouths is ridiculous. I do not even know these people, and they are infuriating. Watching them at some point raises all of our blood pressures, I'm sure, because TLC isn't disproving any of the things that they know that the bird and the bald eagle are lying about. They have 18 seasons worth of footage, and yet for some reason, producers are still protecting them. With that said, let me bring up something that Jackie Pollard 3843 said. I'm finding more and more that I'm holding a lot of responsibility for a lot of the storyline BS and miscommunications on TLC's shoulders. I agree that Suki never pushes back on any of them. I think Robyn is secretive, home wrecking, gold digging, freeloading manipulator. Who? Not sweet Robyn, not the wife that is just so loyal and so loving and an empath and just would give the shirt off her back for this family, not the one who is the advocate for Mary, a manipulator? No. Jackie adds, Cody is a drama queen, whiny man-child who seems to have an elastic kind of relationship with responsibilities. As for Mary, like her or not, Cody was having whatever conversations privately, which is true. There are a lot of things about Mary that gets on my nerves, but Cody did at times, no matter what we've all witnessed, string her along at times. Jackie says, I would gladly watch any spinoff of any family member so long as Robyn and Cody aren't involved and don't receive a paycheck from TLC anymore. Say that again, Jackie. They do not deserve any type of paycheck from TLC. But unfortunately, it seems as if Cody is lying in bed with these people in some kind of way because he's managed to get away with a lot of things that other production companies would have shown. Jackie adds, we got to remember when the show started, they had all been in a closed society. So pretty naive to the ways we all take for granted. That's why I think TLC is largely responsible. When you're right, you're right. TLC has benefited from the dysfunction of this family, and we have seen it over the last few seasons. Now let's get back to Robyn. We know that Robyn says that she was told that the kids and I think she said the parents hated her. So what I want to know is who said it? Because I'm beginning to think that it's between two people. Hear me out. I think that it was either Cody or Tony. Yeah, you heard me right. I said Tony. If you've ever watched Mykelti's Patreon, even the one that she did most recently, one of the things that I noticed is that Tony acts a lot like Robyn as well as Cody. But in this instance, he acts a lot like Robyn when it comes to speaking for Mykelti. There will be questions that are put in the chat that are specific to Mykelti, and Tony will answer them as if they were written for him when they're things that were written for her. And he does it often. The same way we've seen in past seasons and episodes, even as recently as the one that we just watched, that the bird speaks for the bald eagle all the time. Also, Mykelti denied being the one that told Robyn that the other children hated her and her kids. So Mykelti's off, which I really didn't think it would be Mykelti. But one of the things that I did like that Mykelti pointed out was that maybe Robyn may have misinterpreted what she heard. And I said, to me, that sounds more likely like what would have happened, because if anyone even said anything similar to that, big screwed face Robyn, fake tears and all, the liar that she is, would misinterpret it. This is the same woman who lied about Christine not wanting to see the kids, even though it's on camera, with Christine saying she wants to keep things the same way they are and she doesn't desire to see her. This is the same woman who lied about the family not wanting to spend time with them for the holidays, when we kept seeing Janelle trying to advocate for the kids, where we saw Janelle even being willing to invite Cody over to the Airbnb, where we saw Janelle saying, you know, can you make things up with the boys? Y'all have to make up with the boys. We saw all of this, but even then, she told her kids, even though it was on camera, that the family didn't want to spend Christmas with them. TLC production. Let me repeat. TLC production. How hard is it with the tons of screens that we see in that studio when y'all are filming the one-on-one, for you to put on one of those screens something that actually proves what we're talking about, and holding the feathered crew, the bird and the bald eagle, Cody and Robyn, accountable? According to McKelty, in the text thread, while the kids were trying to express themselves, we heard that they then told Robyn that they didn't feel emotionally safe, that it was because the kids were mocking them. Now, Robyn has said this, and McKelty has also said it in her Patreon. But McKelty went into a little further detail to explain how they were being mocked. Do you guys want to know how they were being mocked? How do you say? On an iPhone, for those of you who are the robot users instead of the Apple users, on iPhone, when you send out a text message, there are these options where you could put like, the thumbs up, the thumbs down, the heart, a ha, and I can't remember the other one, but these are options that you can pick. So while the kids were saying certain things, if they agreed, they put a thumbs up. If they thought it was something ridiculous, they would put like a ha. This was their version of them mocking the children. Yes. That's what McKelty said in Patreon. Now let's replay what happened in this text by using some of the things that we've witnessed on TV, as well as what we most recently saw, as well as a little bit of what we've read in different articles. I'll try to link one of the articles that I got some information from. It's not a lot in here, but you all know that I like to give credit where it's due. Okay. So you guys remember, like a month or two ago, we saw the episode where Christine, Janelle, Garrison, Gabe, and Savannah and Gwen all sat down to have dinner together. During that episode, Christine made it known to us that one of the reasons why she wanted to have this dinner over Garrison's house was because she wanted to give an opportunity for the children to talk about how they were feeling. She wanted them to talk about the tensions that they were feeling with Robyn and their father. So Christine basically asks, what happened with you guys and Robyn and you all and your dad in that text message. The kids begin to explain that they were planning on doing the Secret Santa gift exchange, but Robyn suggested that the family do it over Zoom so they could all see each other, because the younger kids do not remember their siblings. We then know that it was pointed out recently that Hunter made the comment that one video call isn't going to change that, which is true. We all know that Robyn has always had an issue with Hunter, though. So I'm sure that comment being made by Hunter got under Robyn's skin, because we all know the littlest things get amplified with the bird. I want to know, whose fault is it that Robyn's kids don't know their siblings, okay? Because these are the children who could get their ears pierced. And these are the people who could go to weddings. And this is the woman who could get a ticket for driving and texting and being seen on camera multiple times with no mask. This is also the woman who went shopping with her husband, taking pictures with no mask. She took these pictures with random strangers with no mask. But this is the same man and this is the same woman that could not make exceptions for the other members of their family because supposedly they were not following what they deemed should have been COVID rules. They were more concerned about the rules that they made up with their non-vaccinated tails who picked up COVID anyways, not from their other family, but from Brianna, who stayed in that house. And you made everybody else be what? Suffer because of what you went through. But the fact that you distance yourself from your family just because they didn't do what you wanted to do doesn't matter. I'm all over the place with that statement, but y'all follow me. Now we know that this gift exchange has been a thing for the family longer than Robyn has even been a part of the family. So Gwen explains that the family thought that Zoom didn't have a personal feel to it. We've also been told by Janelle that her children that stay on the East Coast did not want to do a 9 o'clock Zoom call. Now, could they have done the Zoom call at 9? Possibly. But if some of those people have, schedules and children and all those things, and they don't want to do it, then they just don't want to do it. Gwen said people began throwing out different ideas, and Robyn then made it all about herself. She made mention about how that there's a bunch of past trauma. Then we see Robyn in her confessional saying, from my perspective, Cody did not choose us. My kids and I wanted to be a part of this family, and I wanted to be accepted and loved by everyone. When we were blending families years ago, there was a lot of trouble. I didn't feel like I had support from the other parents to do this blending. We know, as recently as last episode, the parents have admitted that they could have been doing better as far as the blending was concerned. But it seems like it was more so on the part of actually considering the OG children's feelings more. Because if you watch the episodes, when Robyn started to become a part of this family, the original family members, especially the children, began to suffer because Cody spent a lot of time courting Robyn. He was going out there more. He was going away every week, not every weekend. He was going away some weekends to see her, which meant he would be gone for multiple days. Then he was spending more time at her home because he wanted to make sure that he had a bond with the kids. We know this to be true because Janelle, when they went on that little camping trip, had said that that was her first time when the kids went fishing with her, that she had one-on-one time with Robyn's kids. Which means that they were not worried so much about how their kids felt because, as all of them, including Mary, admitted, they basically told the kids to adjust and comply. So, in past episodes, don't forget, Robyn said there are a lot of things that happened that were hard, but it started to kind of go away after 10 years. She made that statement the same time that Gwen and them were having that family dinner. Not that we actually believe that, but if that was the case, as Tia pointed out earlier, why was she so desperate in wanting to become a part of the family? Why did she say in different parts that she feels like they should have been together since day one, or they've been together since day one? All these different things. She felt like Cody was her soulmate. She said so many things in different seasons that did not make this a thing. Yeah, we know her and Christine had a little bit of issues here and there, but that doesn't mean the entire family is struggling. Your kids are coddled so much that the littlest thing to you is amplified. If one of your children gets a splinter, Robyn probably going to try to take them to the hospital because that is the way that Robyn operates. And I think because she hovers over her kids and the littlest things, even though we've seen so many times where Janelle's children have picked on each other, it's okay for them to do it to each other. But if it's done to one of Robyn's children, then they're being labeled as bullies. And we're told that her kids were bullied. Robyn told them they weren't going to do Christmas with the family if they weren't getting the respect they wanted. Kody then tells us last episode that he saw what was going on in the text message, but he wanted to ignore it. What kind of father is that? You claim that you want to be the head, then be the head and nip it in the bud, because the second that it turned into something other than the gift exchange, there was no need for the conversation to continue. But I blame Robyn, because Robyn was the adult in this situation. I know that Christine was not on the thread. I do not know if Mary or Janelle were. I know they saw it, but I don't know at what point they saw it. Kody says he didn't say anything because he didn't want to pick sides, even though Janelle and Christine's children have already picked Janelle and Christine's side. Now, have they picked their mother's sides? Not originally, no. In the beginning, those children were trying to have a relationship with their parents. Now, some of them didn't want to have anything to do with Mary, but when it comes to these two sets of kids, they still wanted to be a part of their father's life. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kody is the one who made this an us against them thing. The moment that Christine left and those kids decided that they still wanted to have a relationship with her and interact with her, Kody took that as a personal dig, as them blowing him off, especially when they wanted to have Thanksgiving with her. Even though they didn't even end up having Thanksgiving with her that first year, they ended up doing it, I think, with Janelle's family. So there are so many things that Kody just saw as digs to him. Kody is the one who ultimately made the decision to spend time with Robyn and her children and to not interact at all with his other children, even though they were in an Airbnb that wasn't too far away, which to me puts the blame on Kody. Robyn too, but Kody as well. She got what she wanted, but at what cost? Robyn made this become a bigger issue. I don't think that the kids felt left out from the very beginning. I think that this is something that Robyn has made them feel over time. I would not be surprised if Robyn has told them things that's not even true, because these kids were young when they came into the family. So there are certain things that some of them will remember, but I doubt that Brianna remembers being treated so badly. Brianna was too busy crying in the corner about everything because she was the whiny one. I do believe that Janelle's kids could have gotten on that Zoom call, but I also feel like they were over it because Robyn turned something that was designed for the kids into something that had to include her. Robyn made this thing trickle down, and now as a result, as Christine and Janelle and even Mary said, they're not sure if they could ever come back from this. You all, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The channel is growing. I appreciate you guys. If you wanted to talk about something in this, or if I missed something, you know where you can leave it, right in that comment section, and I will make sure that I respond. Until next time.